To the Batmobile. Let's go.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
All right. Base Boy Banter back in full effect.
What are we doing? I feel like it's been like 20 years since
Let me run that back for you. All right. Base Boy Banter, episode 131, back and in full effect. I'm Thor. That's the newly married Bryan. Mm-hmm. What a nice wedding. How's married life treating you there, big guy?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. So, yeah, we've been on hiatus for a couple weeks. Bryan got married, so he wasn't able to do videos because he had to do a wedding and then go on a honeymoon.
Hey, you've been busy with Saber Legion stuff. Don't act like you've been sitting here putzing.
One day. I've had plenty of time.
Oh, wow.
Plenty of time.
Should have made videos then.
Oh, I did. I made lots of stuff. Yeah, Base Boy Banner, episode 131. We're back. Let's do it. Since we've been gone, not much has happened. We got Comic-Con right around the corner, you know. But let's kind of backtrack. Let's go back a couple weeks.
Okay.
E3 happened. You hear about that?
Yes, I did.
You know what E3 is?
I also can't stop seeing the Keanu memes. So
people love Keanu. So that means we're starting with Cyberpunk 2077.
Well, I just figured that's the biggest thing to come out of E3 ultimately. Yeah, I think it's the thing most people have heard.
The most talked about thing coming out of
Right.
E3 you think is Cyberpunk 77.
Because of Keanu.
So if you didn't see the trailer for the Cyberpunk 77, it's pretty cinematic. The graphics are redonkulous. And it ends with Keanu like, we got a city to burn, doing his Keanu stuff.
Takes off sunglasses.
Yep, just like he's what's the dude in CSI Miami?
Oh, I have no idea what he's called, but I know which guy
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Kick it. Cyberpunk 77. Now, I'm not familiar with old Cyberpunk.
Me neither, but I have a
Really?
buddy who says
Okay.
it was like freaking ridiculous.
It was just
and that
the
he's
stuff.
But he's also one of those nostalgia glasses are this thick or whatever. So he's always like the best video game I've ever played in my life, And he says that about like
Was it a
every
PC
other one.
game?
I
Was
don't
it
even
a-
know. That's what I mean. The conversation was like
Wow.
that's the best video game I've ever played in my life. I'm so excited.
Hey, drop some Cyberpunk 2077 knowledge in the comments. We'll appreciate it.
I'm excited to. I tentatively would say I'm interested in it.
I want to see more.
Yeah.
Definitely. I want to see more. I'm not going to buy it. I don't have time for video games. I made mistakes and bought Anthem, which turned out to be a giant turd.
Well,
pretty much.
You're not good at it, so that doesn't help.
I'm excellent at it, but there's nobody playing it. Like every time I go on there to try to play missions, nobody to party with.
That's not what I've heard.
No.
I've heard people watching you play. It was a little painful for a couple of them.
Hey, now are we talking about the first time I played it? Like
Probably.
the opening? Okay, well, yeah, a lot different now. Level 1 versus level 30.
Like the
something that.
best.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that game's got problems. But Cyberpunk 77 or 2077, I don't think I'm going to buy, but I definitely want to see someone play it, and I want to see actual game footage.
Yeah.
You know? So for me, probably the biggest thing coming out that I saw the most on in my world was the Avengers trailer. We watched that too.
Everyone just pooped on it.
Well, no, there was a lot of pooping on the character design. A lot of people loved everything else about it.
Really?
And not even the character design of them when they're in their suits, except for Thor, because Thor is not in a suit. But like they liked how Iron Man looked when he was in the suit, but they hated how like Steve Rogers looked, Bruce Banner, like all the humans looked.
Oh.
And watching it back, I mean, is that going to deter me from buying or playing this game? Probably not. And even the developer came out and said, we're not changing them. So like the Sonic movie got pushed back.
Right, because they're
going to
it.
change how Sonic looks. Like in every frame of that pretty much done movie.
Well, that's because everyone was
People
seriously
went
trashing
crazy on it. But the Marvel,
And that's a good sign.
The Marvel
That's
guys came
smart.
out and said, nope, this is it, deal. Like
Well,
literally deal.
I think the Sonic flub up was way bigger than this.
I do too.
I think people blow this one up like it's a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's really not that. I think the character design problem is they're too close to what the actual actors look like without being exactly the
Right.
actual actors.
That's the thing, is
and
if
their
you're gonna-
voices are just different enough. They needed to make them way different looking instead of kind of different
But
looking.
they want to go with the realistic look, and if you're going to go realistic, you kind of have to almost stay semi-attached to the MCU. It's a tough.
Well, you could
You're in
do-
a tough spot because you can't go back to like a cartoony
Right.
style, right? Because of just where graphics are.
Well, I don't mean that. I just mean like Thor should have looked much different. You know, like you change his jaw way more. He shouldn't
I
be
want a fat
that
Thor.
close. Well,
I want,
he already got
I want
one.
Fat Thor. I want Fat Thor and everything.
Have you
now.
watched the video of him singing "Hurt"?
Oh,
apparently?
of course.
I haven't.
Of course,
yet.
it's amazing.
I've just
Oh, yeah.
seen it all over
Yeah.
the place. People are losing
Oh
it
yeah,
over that.
Thor's all right. It's then the caption is like Thor's all right, and it's him playing. It's really good. It's really good. Watch Fat
So
Thor.
do you think we'll get a fat Thor in this game?
No, but I hope we get more fat Thor in as Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. And they literally just title it like as Guardians of the Galaxy, but just put like the as in front of just regular Guardians, like Thor hyphens it himself.
I'd almost be okay if they did kind of like they do with all the Pixar movies where they do like a little short, like before an actual Marvel movie.
Yeah.
They do like as Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's just like a 5-minute thing.
It's just Thor and Hemsworth going, or not Thor and Hemsworth, Thor and Star-Lord going back and forth.
Right.
Like
Something
they kind
goofy.
of like they were at the end of
Right.
Infinity War.
Just like a little short.
Infinity War? No, Endgame. Jesus,
Endgame, yeah,
where am I
seriously.
at these days?
Catch up, dude.
So, and then the last big thing to come out of E3, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Those are like the big three. I mean, Cyberpunk 2077, the Marvel Avengers game, and which doesn't come out till May 2020
Yeah.
for Avengers. Did it even have a date for Cyberpunk?
I didn't
see one.
I didn't see one either.
And I don't remember.
I could
Again,
probably-
drop knowledge in the comments.
Yeah.
And then Jedi Fallen Order, it was like a 26-minute video, and we watched like 5 minutes at most. But we got to see, I mean, it's pretty much an Assassin's Creed style game
Right.
with lightsabers and a Star Wars layout.
I don't know if I would go so. I guess from what I saw, I wouldn't go maybe Assassin's Creed, but I hear what you're saying. It just looks, honestly, I'm bored with it already. It just looks too typical, too easy. It's like we already had the lightsaber throw. We already had like pull the guy into the sword.
But you know that's how you start, is you start with all the powers. So you're like, oh, this is awesome. And then they strip everything down.
Well,
something happens, then you have to rebuild your
you
character.
don't necessarily
That's-
know that's where, because you don't know where this is in the game. You don't know this is the beginning. This could literally be halfway through the game.
That's true. That's true.
So-
Well, and this was alpha footage, so this
Right.
wasn't done footage. Like this.
Oh, I'm
you
not
know,
saying there was
this is
nothing
give you a taste.
visually that looked wrong. It's looks like it's going to be every other Star Wars Jedi character game you've ever played in your life.
Although people have wanted Force Unleashed, and Force Unleashed was not an open world by any stretch of imagination. It was pretty much a linear game. It just the way you went through it was in 3D. So this looks different than that. I hope there's some more openness to this.
Yeah.
But I mean, people were going nuts for all three of these properties.
And
And
I
I
get
s-
it. I think Star Wars is going to be, it's going to be too much of the same. I don't think it's going to have legs. I don't think it's going to.
Depends on how customizable it is. Well, one thing we were talking about with the
Have you ever played Bounty Hunter?
Marvel Avengers game is it co-op?
Right.
Is there like a way to play as all the Avengers with your friends? I'm Thor, you're Iron Man.
Right.
You know, nephew's at his house being Hulk, you know, and then you guys run through a mission as like the Avengers. That would be dope.
That
I
would
would
be
be
pretty
with
cool.
that. Now, I don't think this Star Wars game, I think this is just a single player. I don't know what
Yeah. It's hard
online
to,
stuff it
it's
has.
hard, yeah. It's hard to say.
But I did see a lot of my Star Wars like fan buddies coming out and being like, I maybe was wrong about this game. Like because there are a lot of people like, I'm not buying this game. I don't care what it looks like, what it plays like. I don't care anything. Like I'm not doing it. Like they're
Why?
just because they just felt burned from EA too many times.
See, I wouldn't get it just because, again, I just don't think it looks super duper interesting.
But
Are you doing all right?
yeah, I'm good.
But have you ever played Bounty Hunter, the Star Wars Bounty Hunter game?
Like the PS2 game
Yeah.
or PS1 game. No.
Whatever, yeah. No?
I think I have it on.
I mean, it's super
my
fun.
PS3.
I loved it, and part of that was it was really different, right?
Right.
And I feel like Star Wars is starting to, especially with EA, I guess, having the reins, we're getting to a point where it's either we give you the exact same Jedi powers we always give you and give you a lightsaber, or it's Battlefront. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you're kind of stuck though. I mean, it's not like they can invent new powers for the game, considering everything's canon.
But I guess my point is you don't necessarily. You could do kind of like bounty hunter, right? Where you were just a bounty hunter, right? You don't need to give me a lightsaber every single game that comes out. And if you do,
for you maybe not, but for the masses,
what do you mean for the masses?
They want the lightsaber,
right? They think they want the lightsaber.
No, they do.
They say they want the lightsaber.
Oh no, they do.
Because they say that.
But they do.
Okay, well, if you are still playing this game a year after it comes out, you've proved me wrong. If you play it for less than a month, I'm right.
Well, you know what? I mean...
Yeah, exactly.
The chances of me even getting the game... I told you, I bought Battlefront 2, SpiderMan, and Anthem. Of those 3 games, Battlefront 2 is better than people say it is. SpiderMan's a great game. Anthem was below average, but I'm good for like maybe 2-3 weeks, and then I just... either stuff happens or I just lose interest. Normally it's stuff happens. I don't have time to sit down and like get into like a hard session. I can't sit down and play a game for 10 minutes. I need at least a couple hours. You know, if I'm going to sit down and turn on my PS4,
you want to tell yourself.
That's why I just use a Fire Stick now. Whatever. Something that I'm very excited for, and I know you're very excited for. Rick and Morty Season 4. Now, the official announced date came out a while ago. We missed it. We didn't miss it. I saw it. He didn't.
I did too.
He didn't know when it was coming out.
I didn't remember the date.
But November 2019, Rick and Morty Season 4 back. What do you think's going to happen in Season 4?
Oh, it's impossible to say.
Szechuan sauce comes up?
No. Honestly, the
Bad Morty comes up?
So I have seen some YouTubers do crossovers with the some of the creators and stuff and just do like videos with them. And one of them, he's like hates the memes. Like, hates the Szechuan sauce meme. Like, they did it as, like, a quick joke, right? And he's, like, he hated how out of control it got.
People just latched on.
But not, like, a hate, but, like, I don't think he would do it again, is the impression I got.
Is, I don't think they'll know what the next thing is that people latch on to, though.
Well,
they'll do something that's funny, and people latch onto it, and you just kind of have to, like...
Right. But what I'm saying is I don't think they're going to bring Szechuan sauce back.
No, I don't think so either.
Because he even said, like, because the whole thing was reviewing memes with him, and they're like, oh, you know, like the Pickle Rick thing. And they're like, we knew it was a good episode. We just didn't know it was going to become, like, stupid.
Yeah,
you know?
Pickle Rick.
Like a meme. So I think they're going to avoid... I would be shocked if they repeated any...
Well, I mean, the only thing they ever repeat... Do we get a Space Cable episode this year?
I thought I heard them confirm they're doing another Space Cable.
Those are my favorite.
Because the Morty Mind Blowers people didn't like as much, I think, is what the problem was. So I think they're going to do Cable again.
Yeah. Do you think we'll get Bad Morty? You think we'll get a wrap up to the Bad Morty storyline? Or will it continue?
I feel like it's going to continue.
In the background?
And it's one of those things, I don't know if they, like, have... You know how most shows have, like, the Bible, right? They're... front to end. I don't know if Rick and Morty does.
Oh, hell no.
So I'm not sure if they just want to keep it like rolling or if they actually have like an end planned, you know?
I want to say they're signed on through 6 seasons.
What makes you say that?
No, it was an article that came out a while ago. Like, they agreed and Adult Swim paid them a crap ton of money to give them 4, 5, and 6.
Really?
Like, they bought 3 seasons up front because they didn't want to, like, because this season, what does this season take? A year and a half.
Oh, forever. They do take a long time.
You know, and then apparently the next couple seasons won't. That's like what Cartoon Network wanted to solidify. Was like, because apparently the creator's process is a little slow and plotting. And I respect that. I do. Don't push something out if you're like, if you don't have an idea, you know, let it marinate. It's just going to
be a turd.
Yeah, let it marinate. Let it come to you. The fever hasn't died down.
And there's a reason people are like the show so much. Because they don't just push stupid filler episodes.
It's not Simpsons. It's not just still going when it's like, just kill it. Just kill it. It died years ago. Put it out.
Is Simpsons that rough now?
I don't probably. Have you watched? When was the last time you watched Simpsons?
I was never really into Simpsons, to be quite honest.
All right, I'll give them the first 10 seasons. I'll give them the first 10 seasons. So 20 seasons, pretty much. Maybe 15. I don't know. They're on like season 30 something.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy sauce. Most surprising thing that happened while we were gone. So remember we saw that Swamp Thing
trailer
month or two ago?
God,
right?
Yeah, it had to have been.
Then the first episode aired.
Okay.
Then they canceled the show.
Oh, wait, really?
Yep. They're not sure that DC Universe is even going to continue. Now that Warner Brothers owned by Warner Brothers owned by AT&T.
Okay.
So another giant conglomerate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Warner Brothers is starting their own streaming service because they have, a giant library.
Right.
So they're starting their own thing. Obviously, DC is one of their biggest chunks of that library.
Right.
They're going to fold it into the Warner Brothers thing. I don't see DC Universe lasting another 2 years.
So did they
In the way it's constituted
only show
now.
one episode and then...
No, they're going to play, I think, 5 or whatever they got, but then it's done.
Wow. What about that other thing? What was the TikTok thing?
Watchmen.
Watchmen.
That's an
yeah.
HBO show.
Oh.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
HBO's got that on lockdown.
I'm just making sure.
I'm not worried
I
about
couldn't
that.
remember if that was DC or what.
It is DC
Right,
because
right,
Watchmen
but on
is
the
DC,
DC
but it's not a DC Universe thing. It's a HBO.
Yeah, I
thing.
wasn't sure about
That's
that.
why I'm not worried about that property as much. And I'm really interested to see what they're doing, what time it is. I mean, there's so many questions I have about that Watchmen show. That trailer just
Didn't answer.
purposely. It didn't answer, but it also reinforced the amount that I want to see this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm probably going to renew HBO on my Hulu once that is, because I canceled it after Game of Thrones ended. Sorry.
Just like everyone else.
Sorry, HBO. Like, you got cut. That $14.99 a month, couldn't do it.
Gotta come down to Disney prices,
Once Watchmen the add-on should be like, if the add-on was $9.99, I may have left it while I'm waiting for the Disney streaming service to come out. But with the news today that The Office is leaving Netflix next year, that pretty much solidifies my cancellation of Netflix.
So why did
The
you hear
Office
why?
was the only thing I watched because NBC wants it, and NBC is owned by Universal Comcast,
Okay.
so they don't have anything to do with Netflix, right?
Okay.
I don't know if they're doing their own streaming show,
Oh God.
but they very well could
They pretty
be.
much could. They just
So
all
you-
it has is The Office on it.
So instead of it'll have Office, Parks and Rec. Like, they'll put all their
Right.
like Friends,
Oh, they could probably support a streaming service with
Yeah.
3-4 shows,
Yeah,
and that's all they have.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're gonna have. So that's what Netflix is in a bad place, right? Because number one, Hulu's got live TV and a decent library,
Mm-hmm.
and Disney owns most of it, and Universal NBC own Comcast on the other half of it, pretty much. They're like the two companies now that pretty much control the whole thing. I think WB is still in the mix a little bit, but the majority owner is Disney, and then the other two are like minority owners ever since the Fox deal got done. So I really see there being the Disney service, the Warner Brothers service. Hulu will stay Hulu for a while, and then if Comcast and they roll out a service, or they don't, and they just put all their stuff on Xfinity. So, like, if you're an Xfinity customer,
Right.
you can stream all this stuff on demand for free, right? Because you pay us $170 a
You
month
pay way more for the service
for
than
your
you should.
internet and cable combo pack with the landline that nobody uses, but we're going to try to stop doing that, and we're going to sucker you into a mobile network.
Oh, jeez.
Right? No, because think about it. Yeah. So it's like, because Xfinity has mobile now. So it's like, instead of the bundle being the landline, and they tried home security, but that didn't work.
My parents got that.
So they tried the bundle with cable, internet, and home security. Most people didn't bite on that. Not enough
I think
people.
the home security was free.
It
like
wasn't.
with your,
they tried to bundle me on that one. It was for maybe a period of time, but then
because
when
I
the
don't think my
price-
parents paid for it.
when the bundle goes out, the price goes way
Right.
up, like with everything with them, right?
Right.
And with most companies, all companies.
That's how they play
You
the
know,
game.
they get you at $99 a month for, let's say 18 months, and then it goes up to $250.
you know how
it's
you just
crazy.
call them when it goes up, and you
Yeah,
just tell them you're
and-
going to cancel, and they'll just
And
redo it.
They'll renew you to a new deal, which isn't quite as good, and you might lose one thing, and it'll be, oh, trust me, I played that game with Xfinity for 4 years because I had Xfinity for the 2 years I lived in Burnsville, and technically I just canceled it like a couple days ago because Chris and them still had it. They were just using my internet, and they'd pay the bill, but yeah, it was still like there. Yeah, so I don't play that game anymore now. I just don't. Now I play that same game with my phone company. Hate everything. But yeah, so Swamp Thing got the axe. I was shocked. I was shocked. But it'll just be a matter of time before DCU gets the axe too. And then, like I said, we'll have 4 major streams. Who do you want to, pick your poison? And then, Netflix will hold on until it dies. It's canceling shows left and right,
Which is weird because the creator came out and said he welcomes all the competition. Or
Sure,
whatever.
he does.
Right.
Does he also welcome losing their top? Like, Netflix is really smart about not putting out numbers unless it makes them look really good. Like, they put out a bunch of numbers for, like, the Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston movie that they had on there. If it would have debuted in theaters, it would have been a $120 million movie. I don't buy that for a second, first off. There is no way Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston in the year of 2019 are having an opening weekend movie of $120 million. Sorry, not happening.
It's like they forget that it's free.
Yeah.
You can watch it for free, and it's so much more convenient through Netflix.
And they come out and they give out these great numbers, but their highest viewed shows every month, their top 10, 60% are old shows, are Office, Friends, Parks
Stuff
and
people
Recs.
just put on in the background.
Literally
They've watched
things that
every
you've
episode.
seen more times than you can count. It's comforting just to hear it while you're on the internet or looking at
Right.
your phone, right?
It's not because you're watching.
And I'm sorry, I love Schitt's Creek, but it's not enough to keep my Netflix subscription. I love Glow, but it's not enough for me to keep my Netflix subscription. I'd rather watch Forge and Fire. I'd rather watch wrestling. If it comes down to Netflix or New Japan, guess who's getting cut? By Netflix, because you ain't got John Moxley or Okada or Naito or Kota Ibushi. I mean, you just don't have that stuff.
You just don't got it.
You don't got the G1. Breathe with the switchblade.
Oh my goodness.
Avengers re-release is getting Avengers Endgame is getting re-released into theaters because Disney's like, we own Avatar, but we don't want that to have the highest grossing box office of all time. So how do we get about $40 million? That's the gap right now. And not, to be fair, Avatar re-released too in theaters.
Oh, it did.
It did.
It cheated too.
It re-released in theaters around holiday season, and got a big extra bump from that. So these are apples to apples, buddies, people, whoever's watching.
So that's cheating. So if you want to beat Avatar or Avengers Endgame, you got a double release to even stand a chance.
But here's how Avengers is going to do it. There's some new footage.
Oh, God.
Avatar didn't even do that. Avatar's just like, come see the 3D spectacle that everyone's talking about in 3D because it's 3D and you love 3D. And Avengers is just like, hey,
But-
we threw 5 seconds extra in it. Instead of 3 hours and 2 minutes, it's 3 hours, 2 minutes and a half. That 30 seconds, boom, I already bought my ticket.
But you can't see, and I get the the Avatar trick was all your buddies talked about, oh my God, it's so good in 3D. And then they had waited just long enough for people to be like, I didn't really think that movie was that great. And they're like, no. You have to see it in 3D. You didn't get the right experience. You'd like it if you saw it in 3D.
I never saw that movie in 3D, and I still don't hate that movie. I've seen it. The only time I ever watched it was at home on the Blu-ray I have, and I saw it a handful of times. Don't hate it. Not my favorite. Don't hate it, though.
I don't think it's that great. I think people when it came out were like crazy about it.
Oh yeah,
It was,
yeah.
like, ridiculous.
That's why I didn't see it, because I was like, I don't jump on the hype train.
Okay,
I'm
I don't know.
I'm not
if
a
I believe
hype train
that.
jumper.
I don't know if I believe that.
I don't.
I
I'm
think
a free
it was
thinker.
just. I just think
I'm a
the
free
3D
thinker.
was a little bit like people were like, "Oh my God, this is gonna change."
I
movies.
hate 3D because it makes me nauseous.
I'm
the
fine with
first 3D
3D.
movie I saw was Beowulf in 3D back in
I saw that one too.
The IMAX at the
Yeah.
old Minnesota Zoo that's closed now.
Yeah.
IMAX closed that theater,
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm. and I hated it. So when Avatar came out, I was like,
IMAX always gave me.
I was like, that
headaches.
3D stuff is crap. I'm not doing this. And then I like bought it just because it was on sale on like a Black Friday deal. You know, I buy stacks of DVDs every
Right.
Black Friday. I bought then, and that's when I watched it. But I understand why they're doing this. And it is not 30 seconds of new footage. I don't know exactly how much new footage it
5
is.
minutes.
I don't think so. Then you're talking about that movie's like 3 hours and 7 minutes, or 3 hours and 8 minutes. Apparently they put an end credit scene on it. SpiderMan comes out in 2 weeks. I don't know if this is just to build hype for SpiderMan, which is already getting amazing reviews online, mostly amazing reviews online. Best Spider-Man movie ever, which don't they say that after every Spider-Man movie except for The Amazing Spider-Man 2? Literally after every Spider-Man movie's come out except The Amazing Spider-Man 2, people have said it's the best Spider-Man movie that's ever come out. Okay, no. Spider-Man 3 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Those two movies. People didn't say good things.
Are you sure? I bet I could pull up reviews that showed that
Spider-Man 1,
reviews.
Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and The Amazing Spider-Man, the first one. I'm sure you could find bad reviews. I'm not saying everybody.
No, I'm saying
the majority
I can find
of
reviews
people
that said best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen for Spider-Man 3.
That's true. You probably could. You probably could. I mean, that dancing scene, you know.
That dancing scene. Have you seen people talking about how they want like a Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie like Logan?
Yeah.
And they're like, it's going to break the... I'm like, no one really cares. Nobody really cares that much. It wouldn't,
because I've also seen them be like, we need to do a Spider-Verse movie with Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, and boring. I'm done with that.
They just really want to... It's just like Batman in the... Batman... Everyone wants...
Batman Begins. Batman Beyond.
Yeah, everyone wants Batman Beyond.
With Robert Pattinson and then old Michael Keaton, which I don't hate. I actually like that better than the Spider-Man thing.
It's a fresh way to redo Batman. It's probably the only thing they haven't done with Batman yet.
Going back to that Spider-Man topic for a second. Now, in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, they do allude to that Spider-Man being the Spider-Man from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Oh, really?
They do. They allude to it. They never come out and say it. Well, initially, they were going to get Tobey Maguire to voice him.
Okay.
And it was going to be that Spider-Man. So they almost did it, but it fell through.
Oh,
They ended up just kind of scrapping it. But they did allude to it being that Spider-Man. So you kind of already got that.
Yeah.
So just be happy with what you kind of already got.
You got Into Spider-Verse. Everybody says that was amazing.
Best Spider-Man movie ever.
Yeah, seriously.
Until the next Spider-Man Far From Home comes out, then that's the best Spider-Man movie ever. Although I've heard the end credit scenes are sick, and they do. This is the official end of Phase 4. Endgame wasn't the end of Phase 4.
It's Spider-Man?
Spider-Man Far From Home was the official end of Phase 4. Phase 5 starts after Spider-Man. Yes, 100%.
Weird.
Look at Spider-Man Far From Home as the post-mortem.
Oh, I guess that makes
Endgame,
sense.
right?
That makes sense, yeah.
It's Tony's gone. Where do we go from here? Where's everything at from here? Here's your jump point, right? Because you can't have the end and the jump point be the same movie. You can't have an end be a jump off point. I mean, you can, but it's better to have that breathing
It'll also
room.
kind of solve like some of the things you're talking about, like with, well, what about, isn't it going to be weird with kids going to school with kids that were however many years?
4 years older.
So
I want all those
You'll get
problems.
those answers
I want
in this one?
Oh,
Yeah.
I want them. All right, Comic-Con's like 2 weeks away.
Boom.
Wildest prediction you have for Comic-Con. Drop it.
We get Batman Beyond with...
Oh, bold choice, Cotton. Bold choice. This isn't really going on a limb or a hot take, but I think we get this 5-5 slate. Phase 5 slate. I think because Marvel skipped last year.
Okay.
Sony's skipping this year, but DC's coming.
Okay.
So DC will be there and Marvel will be there. And I think they either both skipped last year or... No. Aquaman was there last year. That's right. Aquaman hit huge. So maybe DC is skipping. I thought one of them was skipping. I can't remember right now, but I know Marvel's going to be there. Marvel's doing a Hall H. They can't just give us Black Widow stuff, right? The Black Widow movie, they can't, right? And it's going to be like a week after Spider-Man comes out. I think it's like a week after Spider-Man comes out.
Right. So you've kind of seen the end credit scene. You've kind of done some stuff.
Do we get the Phase 5 slate?
I don't think that would be a bad idea.
Or do they do their own thing at like D23 or down the road?
You know,
they don't need to do a Hall H.
They don't. I think they would though. That would make sense, right?
Yeah, it's gonna pop off. They want to. I mean, why go there if they're them if they're not going to do something big?
Right.
And you're right at that point because nobody knows when the next Marvel movie comes out.
Right.
No. There's like 6 or 8 dates that are set, but no movies announced for them. You think we get them?
It would only make... Disney's done some weird stuff, but I don't see why they wouldn't, right? You kind of need
Keanu Reeves Moon Knight movie?
Oh,
Just
boy.
Kidding. People want it. Oh, boy. The internet wants Keanu Reeves as Moon Knight.
Anything.
Boy, do they
want him as anything.
Literally, the Keanu-sance is in full effect. And it has been for like a few years now. Like, it really... Keanu
He just
can
makes
do
good
no
memes.
wrong. He can do
Good
no wrong.
memes.
Did you see John Wick 3?
No.
Funniest thing, I've never seen a John Wick in the theater. Love his movies. Love John Wick 1 and 2 beyond, I can't even put into words
Right.
how much I love those movies, right? Didn't see either one in theaters. Bought them on Blu-ray Black Friday the year after
Oh my
they
God.
came out. And then waited another year to actually watch it. I watched John Wick 2 like 4 months ago for the
my
first time.
So
I
are
watched
you-
John Wick, the
this
first one.
coming Black
like,
Friday, are you going to get John Wick 3?
Hell yeah. And then I'm not going to watch it until John Wick 4 comes out. That's the plan.
Or what was that? Moon
Knight?
Yeah, or till Moon Knight's about to come out.
It's pretty much just Marvel Batman with some more hardcore like personality disorders. That's what a lot of people say. I'm just joking. Please don't comment about how it's not. I know it's not. It's a joke. Any other big wild predictions?
No, I think that's as wild.
Wonder Woman 84 trailer. That's a real possibility.
Yeah. I don't know.
Did you see the poster for that Wonder Woman 84?
No,
It's
I
like
didn't.
Technicolor Dream.
Yeah.
That's it. Technicolor
It's
Dream.
that good?
Well, it's just a bunch of colors.
Oh.
And then her in like a golden metal armor.
Okay.
That's it. Nothing special.
Nothing special.
Nothing. God, come on, Comic-Con. We need news.
Seriously.
All right, I'm Thor. That was Bryan. Based on my banner. 132 around the corner. You know what to do, and you know where to do it. Deuces. If you like what you just saw, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and like our Facebook page.